I got a bunch of random shit.
All right, let's do some random shit.
So if you're looking for a new bald man in your life,
I digress. We probably offend somebody like at least 10 times a minute.
maybe shoot the shit about cigars or his bird watching habit.
You just know it, like, they're not wearing any pants. Unpopular opinion?
Oh my god, look at the kitten.
Listen, lunch, rhinos.
That's the beer review. Shut up. That's the beer review. Shut up.
Does he at least bleh?
Oh,
yeah.
he does. He does lows.
He does wild shit.
Yeah, he does lows as well now.
Yeah.
Dude, those vocals are so tuned though. I can't. I get triggered when good singers tune their voices. I'm like, dude, you don't need it. You sound fine. Stop.
I always felt that way about Matt Shadows, mostly because it's not even a tuning thing, but like, he has a good voice. Matt Shadows can sing very
he
well.
had a good voice.
Yeah,
he's got old man voice.
But
now.
even like in the older stuff, he would do that, and I would be like, why do you keep doing that? It sounds stupid. Like sing like a normal person.
Maybe he was like a
cut
big
it out.
Axl Rose fan or something.
It was weird.
But you know, M Shadows, he was one of my favorite vocalists. Now,
Yeah, he used to scream a lot back in the.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, if you go back to
older
like Wake in
albums.
the Fallen and stuff like
Yeah.
that, wow, wow. He had a weird scream though.
Yeah.
He probably did it incorrectly because he screwed
so
himself up.
that's a great conversation. So a lot of people, I think they think M Shadows messed up his voice from his screams. But if you notice, his scream changed from the Seventh Trumpet album, Sound of the Seventh Trumpet. It was kind of different in Wake in the Fallen, and then it was totally different in City of Evil, and then it was totally different again. So he kept changing his screams. He never changed his cleans. But the dude is a baritone, and if you listen to like I think it's I Won't See You Tonight Part 2, he's hitting like D sharp fives. Like that's
Really?
I'm a tenor, and that's a hard note for me to
Really?
hit. This he has no business hitting notes that high.
Yeah.
And when you are like singing at the top of your range like that, you strain your voice so fast.
Really?
You could have the worst screaming technique in the world and you won't strain your voice that fast. And then I don't know if you've ever heard of Mouth Breather.
The band?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of them. Yeah.
So when you listen to his screams, he's using the same technique that M Shadows used to use way back in the day. I was on tour with Mouth Breather. Guy never had problems with his voice whatsoever. Sounds exactly the same.
Oh, is that false chord screams?
It's just like a really throaty false chord scream.
Oh,
because his Matt sounds like he's like throwing up almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very back here, so he gets this like kind of sound.
Yeah.
But it's like that's not dangerous.
Right.
What's dangerous is being
Singing
baritone
singing
and
out of your
singing
range.
fifth octave notes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even in City of Evil, he's got some high parts.
He goes up there so high.
Yeah.
So I think people, they just like forget that singing voices, you do have a limit to how high you can go.
course.
And
Yeah,
if
of
you're
course.
constantly at the top of your range, doesn't matter. You can have the perfect screaming technique. You're still going to mess up your voice.
Right. Well, that makes sense. Fun fact about Sounding the Seventh Trumpet: the Rev recorded that entire album in one take,
I heard that.
like
That's
back to back. The
so
whole drums.
impressive.
That's wild.
Dude,
I mean,
that's
he
he
good.
was very special.
He was good. He was very good.
He was a good voice, good lyrics,
Yeah.
good writer.
Yep.
Just everything about him was just awesome.
That's a big shame to them. I mean, it's sad that
definitely.
happened.
Yeah, that's rough.
And that's when I feel like Avenged Sevenfold kind of got a little weird. I
Yeah,
mean,
they lost their main songwriter.
I mean, so it
Was
helped.
it
So in Nightmare, that album, Rev wrote most of those songs.
Yeah,
and Mike
but
Portnoy
Mike
just kind of
Portnoy,
filled
yeah.
in the void. But after that album, they kind of. I mean, now they just do a bunch of mushrooms and play weird.
now they just play whatever they want.
Yeah, now it's
I
wild.
did really like that one song on the new album with the crazy guitar solo and then
Which
the
not Shadows. Sinister Gates is like, I can't play that live. He was straight up like, I have so much, I can't even play that live. And it's like, well, why did you write it?
He's like, I don't know. I was on DMT when I wrote it, and I tapped into the universe, and now I can't play it.
Like that whole. I mean, it's a wild solo, but like, Even like
He could play it live.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you-
sure he
Sinister
can.
Gaze
He
is
would
a
just
nut.
have to sit down for a couple weeks and he would easily get it. He's so good.
He's gross.
He's
Isn't his dad like a super?
yeah,
good
his
guitar?
dad was really good. I've never listened to his dad's stuff, but I know his dad was, at least what people say about him, a really good guitar
Right.
player. So that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
I still love Avenged Sevenfold though. I got to see them live for the first time. I think it was Rockville 2023.
Okay.
I want to see him
It
live.
might have been 2024.
So like newer stuff then.
it was like yeah,
At the stage, right? Technically.
they played like a little something from their whole catalog except Sounding the Seventh Trumpet.
23. So they had the drummer from the recent drummer, right? Their current
Yeah,
drummer.
because
The
they
guy-
played two of the new songs,
Okay.
and it was really funny when they played that one. What's the name of it? The one that's like more.
Oh yeah.
They played that one, and he's like, "It'll grow on you, right? Give it some time." They're funny. They are really funny live. But it was a good show.
We saw them at that big fest behind.
Yeah, I was trying to think actually what year that was. It's probably 20.
That was on their-
18.
Oh, so
Hail-
that was
Hail
before
the-
they took that big break.
Yeah, that
It
was their
before
hail.
COVID.
Yeah, so that was before the stage. No, that was
okay.
after the stage.
I
Because
think,
the stage was before COVID.
I think the stage may have just came out.
Okay.
That makes sense because that'd be like 3 or 4 years between the
I mean,
albums.
I always say one of my favorite concerts was Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu, and Bullet. Taste of Chaos.
That's fire.
That was 2003. That was way back when.
That's a good
But like,
lineup.
I mean, you had like critical acclaim. Like that album came out. You had Lead Sail Paper Anchor came out, and
I
then
love that
I
one,
want to say you had whatever Waken the Demon is on for Bullet. But it was,
Yeah,
that, I
that's
mean, hands down, like
insane.
3 like the best bands of the time, like favorite bands of the time, and
all
like
it's
the
missing is like Trivium.
yeah. Which actually, we're going to the Trivium Bullet show.
Yeah.
It's the Poison and Ascendancy tour.
That's
So they play
cool.
the entire Poison album and the entire Ascendancy album.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
gonna be
Trivium
good.
live. I haven't seen Bullet. Trivium was good though.
Trivium's
Bullet's very good.
We
live.
saw
I
Bullet
will
recently.
say when I saw Avenged Sevenfold at Rockville, the M Shadows did sound good.
Yeah.
I think it was like
he sounded good when we saw him.
it was
too.
like
Yeah,
his
that's fine.
first time back. He just has to be so careful about his voice now because he's
Yeah.
damaged it so much that he kind of has like the old man voice.
Yeah.
I call it like you hear
Yeah.
that like coming
Yeah.
through a little bit. But when he doesn't have that, he sounds
Good. Yeah.
pretty good in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But other times you're just like, ooh man,
Struggle.
yeah, you got to chill out a little bit.
Because it's Bullet, Trivium, August Burns Red.
Oh, are they
And-
still? Is
Oh, and-
August Burns Red still making music?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't listened to them since that album with like the candle on the hand.
Oh, yeah. Messengers.
I love that album.
It's
Um,
actually,
yeah, it's
so
a
as
really
a
good
big
album.
August Burns Red fan, it's actually exhausting to keep up with them because they're just constantly like
They just keep making
yeah, they
music.
just keep pumping it out there.
I had
It's just
no
like,
I mean,
idea.
after.
Their guitarist is a nut.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
the whole
so
band,
good.
the drummer's gross.
Yeah.
Didn't they like breakdowns because all of their early stuff was just like
It's the
here's
China.
a breakdown
it's
and
the,
then here's another
it's,
breakdown.
it's the China's symbol from the Messengers because it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
like in every song, and
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
I didn't watch the video, but I remember a while ago there was a video on YouTube. It kept getting recommended to me, and it was called like "How August Burns Red Ruined Breakdowns," and I'm like,
I had a buddy who actually won a contest to
Had a
be
whole
able to
album
play
of
on
them.
Mac Rainer's
right.
drum
"Just
set.
have too many."
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
Like he got to hang out with Matt himself.
nice.
Yeah.
Mac Greener.
That's cool.
well, to be fair, like the song Whitewash, it's like epic intro, breakdown, 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 breakdown,
I love that
bridge,
song.
breakdown, breakdown, breakdown,
Which is-
bridge,
I mean-
breakdown, breakdown, breakdown.
Seriously, like
How
I mean,
many
wicked
breakdowns?
breakdown.
I mean, which is understandable why their newer stuff seemed to kind of pull away from that a little bit.
Because they already wrote like
I mean,
all the breakdowns.
Yeah.
Any breakdown that you could ever think of for your band, they already did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hands down.
Well, just pull a Fallen in Reverse and just use the same one in like 8
oh my God, I brought that up too. I've never had this conversation with you, but if you look at like, what is it?
There's a half a dozen songs that literally have the same exact breakdown.
So I've
Wow.
noticed that
Square
even like
Hammer.
in pop music,
Square Hammer by Ghost is like the.
Is it the same
it's the
thing?
police.
It's the police.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, no,
It's
but if
to
you
a fucking
that's
T.
like- that's
if you
like
put them
Hollywood
on
Undead.
top of each other. They
so what I've
follow each
learned
other.
about the
that's
music,
cool.
whatever in general is even pop music. they'll make a song and it's super popular, but you listen to like the chorus and you're like, I know this song because it's matching something from way back when. It's the same rhythm, it's the same key.
That's like
it's
that's like Hollywood
They just
Undead
changed the
ripping off
lyrics.
Ozzy
so that's why
Osbourne.
your brain goes, oh, I like this because you've heard it
You
before.
already know. That's
Yeah.
so dumb.
Yeah, Hollywood Undead did the same thing to Ozzy Osbourne. They took the main riff for Crazy Train.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
You hear this one was an accident, I'm pretty sure, but the funniest one I've ever heard was you know that I think it's what's her name? Not Vanessa Carlton.
It's the song Undead. if I'm not
Who does
mistaken.
the Walk 1,000 Miles? Is that Vanessa Carlton?
Oh.
The one that's
I
like,
don't
you
know.
know I walk 1,000
Yeah,
miles.
I think. I don't,
So
I don't know
that
the
song,
name.
you know how it does the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a
I
Slipknot
need
song
you.
that came out that same year, and it goes dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and then Corey's like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Like it's the same. You're like, what?
wild.
The guy was just like listening to the radio on the way in there, and he's just like, "Oh shit,
I can't remember what
Well,
song
I mean,
it is.
this goes back to like
I can't get this riff out of my head."
This goes back to Metallica, which is funny because they're like the #1 people for like "Please Don't Copy Us." You listen to the song "The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse." They're
Yeah.
like old school stuff, and Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, who was in the band when that album was written,
Okay.
he wrote that song, and he was like, "It's actually just Sweet Home Alabama, but it's the same guitar riff. It's just faster."
Wait, really?
Seriously, and it's just got distortion on it, but it's literally the same exact chords.
How do you get away with that?
If it's different enough, you can.
You can.
It's kinda
Although
crazy.
when Avenged Sevenfold released that one song that sounded almost
the one that sounds like the Metallica song.
Yeah.
No,
it was off of the no, it's
no, you're right. It
it's
was
the one that's like
Sad
Holy-
but True.
Sad but True.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Rock.
on Hail
Kid
the
Rock.
King. It was This Means War?
Kid Rock also has that same riff.
Oh my god, dude! I was at the gym one time
called
and
American
I thought
Badass.
I was listening to "Sad but True," and then M Shadow's voice comes through, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I
Shepherd
was
of Fire.
so
Really?
confused.
Nope.
I love this intro so much.
Yeah, it's a good
What
intro.
was this? I forget what
It's
song
so
it was.
evil.
But yeah, Avenged Sevenfold did too. This Means War, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so similar.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Sometimes it's an accident. Sometimes it's definitely on purpose.
I mean, I get it. There's 1,000 million chords in the world. You're gonna overlap at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Tala. The breakdown for the end of Kungan is the same, almost the same as the breakdown for "Given Up" by Linkin Park.
Oh, really?
It goes dun 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 dun, and ours goes dun 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 dun. Like it's like slightly different and it's slower,
Yeah,
but I
it's
was
slower.
like, this is Given Up. No, it just happens. The worst one I ever did, I accidentally ripped off "Rain in Blood" for a
What part?
breakdown. The breakdown.
Oh, really?
It was in my song "Wither." It just goes dun 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 dun, and I was just like, did I just rip off "Rain"? And I didn't know it until like 10 years later. I was like, wow.
So it was out on all.
It was too late. I was like, I think
Wow.
I just ripped this song off.
That's wild.
There's nothing I can do about it now.
Imagine
It
all the
happens
people that listened to
sometimes.
it and was like, it's raining blood for sure.
Or what about the people who listened to it and didn't listen to Slayer, and then they get into Slayer and they're like, Slayer ripped off "Hungry Lights."
Imagine that.
I mean, it could happen. You remember when Ozzy did that song with Post Malone, and people who didn't know who Ozzy was
Oh,
were
we are
like,
so
dude,
we're
yeah.
so happy that Post Malone discovered this guy. He's gonna be huge. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what do you mean?
Fucking TikTok.
How old is Ozzy now?
Dude, he's got
107?
like in his 70s or 80s.
That's wild.
Should I look
Is
it
he
up?
still making music to this
Well,
day?
I mean, his first album was 68, I think. 69.
I'm going to look it up. I'm so curious. Ozzy Oz.
But that dude's never gonna die. Like
He's like Betty White.
like well, he probably has like every disease known to man.
He's 76.
Jesus.
That's it.
He's up there.
Actually, that's it. Like I would have said 80s.
I would have thought,
He went through a health scare recently, too.
was he snorting more fire ants?
Well, he was
Fire ants?
You didn't hear about that?
No, what the fuck?
He's been in a health scare since he was born.
Yeah, true.
Dude, you got to watch. All right, apparently he did this. I don't know how true it is,
Are you
but
talking about the dirt?
It was with the dirt, yeah.
All right,
it was
so
Motley Crue and him, and he snorted like a line of fire ants or something.
He's
That's
he's
wild.
at a hotel like out in California, and he's in a dress,
Yeah.
and
He
like
did it in a dress too.
he's flashing. He's like in the movie, he's flashing like women because he's in a dress and like he has no underwear on, and then like he goes up to Motley Crue and like I forgot what his actual line was, but he just dives onto the ground, just like snorts this line of ants.
Oh, Ozzy.
Which apparently
Yep.
was that was actually Trump.
I love how he,
like
came
they
back
said
and
that
he
that
just,
never.
I knew
actually
exactly what you're
happened.
talking about.
Yeah, sure. And he never bit the head off a bat either, right? Like, come on, he's nuts.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So I actually watched. They had a thing with Alice Cooper. So I don't know if anyone knows Alice Cooper enough, but
Yeah.
like
Not
very
personally.
I know
theatrical.
like one song.
Well, like very theatrical. Like he did like the whole like horror thing, and that was like his devil demon.
Did he do
so,
Feed My Frankenstein?
Yep,
Is that him?
yep.
Okay, I know one
And
song.
Remember,
So,
Strange
like,
Land, that movie was fucked.
One of the
Squirrel bladder.
one of the first like shows they had a chicken, and they just like threw it into the crowd because it'd be funny, and the people just fucking ripped it apart, like tore the chicken apart and like threw it back on stage. And that's when like the rumors started, like, oh, they're animal killers and they kill, and it was like not even them. That wasn't like the plan to do that. But then it like that.
Let's face it, if you sacrifice a chicken to a mosh pit, it's not coming
but like,
back alive.
but then like that's what kind of like it made him kind of like a niche thing. And like that was like their gimmick, and they're like this demonic band. So like, okay, well that kind of worked. What if we do like the face paint? What if we do a little more crazy stuff? I'll have the straight jacket, like all this stuff, and people fucking loved it because it wasn't like a thing at the time, and it was like
Yeah.
all cool, like, and that's how it worked. You know what I mean? But Alice Cooper was like, I don't. That's not what we were planning. That wasn't the thing.
just
But like
happened.
it seemed to work. So it's like, okay, cool, let's roll with it.
if it works,
I
it
would have
works.
felt so bad for the chicken.
I can't imagine.
Speaking of chicken, you ever watch that Jared Dines video with the weirdest live bands?
Maybe I've seen so
It
many.
was older, but there's this one band. I wish I remembered their name, but their whole thing was they'd play and the singer goes out into the pit and just like rips apart a rotisserie chicken and like eats it, and that's just his thing.
There was the cheese grater guy. Remember? You remember the cheese grater guy?
No, what the heck is the cheese grater guy?
There was a guy who bought like a block of cheddar and a cheese grater in the mosh pit and was just like, "There's just cheese everywhere." I don't understand who or why, but like, it
As long as I'm
happened.
not getting sticky. I don't just want to be sticky.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I don't do sticky. It's
Just
not
go
my
like
thing.
sticky and glitter, right?
Yeah, I hate sticky in general.
They just go out there and glitter bomb the crowd.
I think
How
once-
long is this song?
The song is
it on a
6 minutes and 9 seconds.
It keeps going.
Oh yeah, it's on a loop.
If we get to the end of the song, we know we let the podcast run too long.
I thought it was about
It's
to
over,
restart.
actually.
Dun, dun, dun,
Um,
dun, 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 dun.
I guess since we have Justin here, I think it'd be cool if you gave us some stuff on Musician Manson. Like, how was it? You're in this
do I
song, by
know
the way.
this song?
You're in this song. Pompeii, A Moment in Pompeii.
Oh, dude, I love those guys.
You're in this.
That's why I recognized it. Dude, this dude's probably one of my favorite vocalists in deathcore right now. He's just like
What was it?
A Moment
it's
in Pompeii.
A Moment in Pompeii. His name's I think Sam
showed you this
Allison.
song.
Sam
Yeah.
Sam Allison. I think it's Sam Allison. Super nice guys. Like we played their very first show ever, and I like just like fell in love with these dudes. I was like, they're so sick because it's like just generic deathcore, but it's not generic. It's just like, hey, we're gonna do deathcore, but like just do our own little spin on it.
Right.
What song is this?
I think this
Poison
is
the
Poison the
Well.
Well. Yeah, my favorite song by them is Worm Tongue. It's so good. Drown in Shallow Waters is good too. They just have so many bangers. Hey, yeah, that's me. I didn't even
that's you.
recognize that's
That's
me.
you. But yeah, let's tell us a little bit of Musician Manson. At least you can go
Season
second
1
season.
or season 2?
Well, I mean, how about as a whole, like your experience across the board? Maybe the differences between the two, kind of like
That's a good
stuff
one.
like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, so season 1 basically felt like you ever go to like summer camp like as a kid? It felt like that. It felt
Well, you
like
play
summer
games
camp
and
for
stuff.
musicians.
Like it was
yeah.
like they eat weird food and getting a ball and bumping into people.
Yeah, and everyone was super shy like the first 2 days, and then day 3 everyone's like best friends jamming all the time. But
I feel like your cast there was a little more well known. Maybe that's
it
just
was
me
it was very
because
well
like season 2, I didn't know anybody. I knew Greystone obviously because it was the same guys, but even Offset, I knew Nick and Paula like on their own. But like all the other guys, I didn't really know.
I think that's what they were going for.
A little
Because they got
more.
a different producer for season 2.
Okay.
So for season 1, I think Jared did everything. And he
Okay.
was just kind of like, I'm going to reach out to all these other big YouTubers and musicians and just get them to see what happens. Like if we put them in a mansion together, make them do stuff, what happens?
Right.
Honestly, that was a really good idea.
Right?
Like
It's a cool idea. I mean,
it's fun to watch.
it's. I'm glad that Jared's going out of the YouTube and getting kind of like bigger
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
needs to. He's done that
Jeez.
shit for so
And
long.
he's
Like
been
it's.
he's got to be like 30. He's older than me. So I think he's 35 or 36.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just like had this great idea. And I guess what happened was the first 2 episodes did the best. And then after that, people kind of started falling off because they're
Right.
like, I want to see more music. You have all
Right.
these amazing musicians and you're making them like eat weird shit and do like Powerball wrestling.
which is why he made it more musician.
Yeah.
or
So
musically
season 2, he
inclined.
got this producer, super nice guy, and they were like, let's make it all music based. But then they were like, what if we make it more about the show and less about the people on the show? Because a lot of like reality TV shows, you don't know who any of these people are. Like you watch
Yeah.
Survivor, it's just people.
Random
Yeah.
people.
You just
yeah.
audition and then show up. So he just got a lot of random musicians from like Instagram and like TikTok and stuff.
They all seem to have a at least a following of
Yeah,
some
they
sort.
have
Like they're
somewhat
well
of a
known.
following. And they were all super nice, but it was like the mansion this time around was more of like a villa, like it was a property.
Yeah, because the girls were like way far away. They needed like a
Yeah.
go kart to get there. Like
And I think that was part of the biggest problem was we didn't all get to bond as well. Because it was like they were separated way down at this other
Right.
area, and then Greystone's just in our room, like that we were all
Yeah.
sleeping in. It was
Yep.
like the Grey, so no one wanted to come in there because they're like, well, that's where like
They're
Justin
sleeping.
and Austin and everyone sleep.
yeah,
And then the other one was just Soulfire was just in the middle of everything.
everything.
So everyone just heard their stuff all the time. Like you wanted to eat, they're always practicing.
Right.
But like
I feel
I-
like you guys didn't get to hang out. Like you
We
were saying,
didn't.
because like in the first one, you guys had these jam sessions where like people
Yeah.
were playing drums and just playing random covers and just having fun and fucking around. But the second one, you don't see that at all. I think
it didn't happen.
Well, you couldn't because you had the right fucking music the whole time.
Yeah, so that was
I watched it
the
behind the
biggest
scenes as well.
problem. Yeah, the behind the scenes kind of shows how little everyone was hanging out.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it was like Jared, we'd wake up super early, like 9 o'clock, and then we'd start, and he'd be like, okay, this is your challenge. You got 24 hours. The showcase is like, tomorrow night or whatever. So it was like just nonstop. There was no time to hang out. There was no time. And it was just way more stressful. There was a lot more like riding on it because there was like, he let us know ahead of time, hey, the ending is going to be a live show and you get to headline if you're like have the most points. So we're like, we're going to have to play all of this live. It's not like season 1 where
You
it was
only
like,
had a week, correct, to write a full set.
basically we had 24 hours to write every song.
And then your set was at the end.
And then the
So
set
collaboration
was your
of-
3 songs plus a cover.
Yeah.
Whereas last time it was like you have 4 hours to write a song, then you're going to play it. So the song's still fresh in everyone's heads. We played the song. It was a shit show, but every single band was a shit show. So it was
Yeah.
like, who's the best shit? Who was the least shitty out of all the shit shows, right?
Yeah.
And then this time around, that wasn't an option. It was you have 24 hours, then you play it, but then you have to keep practicing it because you're going to have to play
You're gonna
all
have to
of
play
this.
it again, right?
Yeah.
And so I was just under so much stress that even if people were hanging out, I wasn't hanging out. Like I did not drop my bass. The entire time I was playing bass, my fingers were like super fucking like callous. And I'm just like, dude, I have to be like, I'm not about to embarrass myself
Right.
at this live show. Like I got to be able to play it. So it was just really rough.
Even
I
your
think it'd be
bass
cool
solo
if
was really
I
good.
mean, maybe if
Oh,
they,
that
yeah,
stressed me
yeah,
out like
well, I mean, you're not a
crazy.
bassist in theory.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a vocalist who plays guitar, and now I'm in a bass solo contest against 2 actual like
Yeah.
really good bassists. Jared originally was not going to do a bass solo competition, and I asked him, I was like, "How come you're not doing like a bass challenge?" And he's like, "Well, because I felt bad for you," and I was like, "Dude, I'll be fine. Just do it for them.
Yeah.
Like they deserve a
I
moment."
mean, Ricky's good. I mean, that other girl's really good. I mean, she's more like
Dude,
kind
her
of progressive,
tone, I
like,
think, is what hurt her.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't translate well.
but she's got like the slaps and stuff. Like she's a little
She's
more.
gnarly. And
Yeah.
her stage presence, Anna, that's what her name
Yep.
was. Her stage presence, she just played bass.
Right.
Whereas Ricky was all over the place.
Ricky's a showboat to begin with.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, I'm like, okay, I'm not a bassist. What can I do to stand out? I was like, I'm just gonna write guitar
Wasn't he in
riffs.
Steel Panther?
Yeah,
he was, which is wild.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's young.
young,
He's
yeah.
younger than me.
I was
He's in
gonna
his
say
20s.
it looked like he was.
He just
really
lives in
young.
the 80s. That's all.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just loves the 80s. And like a lot of people think he's playing a character. He's not.
No, I'm pretty sure
Like,
that's what he is.
That's how he is. Like
wild.
off camera, that's him.
Yeah.
He's just like that
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
Whereas like season 1, you had shoot, what's his name? The
Bass player?
he was the bass player for Grasshopper. I can never remember his name.
Oh, Grasshopper? Oh my God, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's brown.
Oh, the Indian guy.
I don't know if he's Indian.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's
I forget his name.
Middle
Middle
Eastern.
Eastern, yeah.
I can't. I usually remember his name. I love him to death. He's gonna listen to this and be mad that I forgot his name.
He's funny though.
Oh, he's so
he,
funny.
He has such a like personality. He like acts like an asshole.
That's why I brought him
that's
up.
what his thing
Because
is.
people think he is an asshole, but off camera, sweetest dude ever.
yeah.
But on character, he's just like, I don't know, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just very like stern. So
So-
it's cool how different
I
people
still
are.
find it weird that Bana played bass, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's like me playing bass.
Yeah.
Like it was like, why did you play bass? And I was like, because Nick or Paulo would have to, and I'm not gonna make them play bass. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think out of the 4 challenges, I think the vocalist was still my favorite one
The vocal challenge.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Austin should have won.
because of
Not
the.
to be a bias, but he made Howard Jones crack the fuck up.
Well,
And
yeah.
I also just felt like I think equally they all sounded the same, but I think he performed more than everyone else.
He's a very good frontman.
Yeah,
he's
and
very
that's big.
visual.
It's
His-
like,
his
dude, it's a
vocals are
vocal cover.
nuts.
Half the cover is your performance.
Yeah.
Correct.
His vocals are nuts.
Oh, he's gnarly.
dude.
I love
It
Austin.
was
Sounds
cool
like
to
a
see him
grizzly
sing though.
bear.
He's not bad.
And I know he was off in like the first
He
half.
was
but he picked it
nervous.
back up
Yeah.
as he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
I
definitely
felt bad when he
nervous.
started crying.
I'm sorry, Marcus, that you've never seen this and you're just kind of fly on the wall.
I mean, people get nervous.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is fantastic.
Dude, I got nervous. That's why in the bass solo challenge, I'm really not moving. But then like you watch me like at the live show at the end, and I'm like freaking doing flips and shit and going nuts.
Yeah.
But then you watch me in the bass solo, and I'm just playing, and I'm like, well, I wanted like I'm under a microscope, like I'm super
you
nervous.
only hear you. Because I'm sure Paula and Mike's, Nick's friggin' guitars are so low anyways, it doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah.
scary, dude. But I'll say my rule is if I'm not nervous before a show, then I don't care about music anymore.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you-
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
When I get up on stage, it's just straight tunnel vision.
I'm
for
just
me.
like,
Yeah. But I found out recently that you actually, this is coming from season 1, that you do not like hot dogs.
I can't do hot dogs, man.
And you had to eat a bunch of small
Those
wieners.
Vienna sausages.
That was the only reason so it was like basically a trauma food for me because when I was a kid, I had I must have been like 3 or 4 years old, and my mom gave me hot dogs, and I was puking profusely, and I never ate hot
Yeah,
dogs
that
ever
will
again.
do that. Yep.
That's like me with sushi.
Yep. So all of a sudden, I lift up the thing, and it's not just like a couple;
It's
it's
all
a
of 'em.
mountain of Vienna sausages, and I'm just like, dude, this is my trauma food, and there's so many.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and you tried. I mean, you
Yeah,
kind of
you
went
did-
for
you
it.
did. a good
dude,
job
I
for
tried
sure.
my best,
I
but
still
I'm
feel bad
like,
for Drusif, though. I mean, he
Oh,
ate that
dude,
gnarly
And
egg.
he,
The century
he should have
egg.
calculated the points. Like it didn't matter that he ate it. They weren't gonna win.
Right.
We
Yeah.
had too many points. But I felt bad because I'm like, dude, even if I could eat hot dogs, there was too many. I was not gonna
Yeah.
eat that many
What
hot
did-
dogs in
what
such a
did
short amount of
Paula eat
time.
again? Wasn't it like squid
Oh
or something like that?
no, that was Bradley had like an octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paula had
Paula
something
had
weird.
like some kind of weird.
like a
It was
fish
like a
thing, right?
fish
Like-
liver or something,
Yeah.
and she ate it
I
like
mean,
a
she's
champ.
Brazilian. I'm sure it didn't bother her at all.
Yeah, she's like, it's actually good.
No, she off camera was saying it tasted fine, but afterwards she kept burping up,
Oh, yeah.
and then she's like,
Oh,
"That
no.
was disgusing."
Well,
Oh, no.
I remember from what Jared was saying, like some of the items were swapped out because they were sitting in a hot sun for like an hour. So like the chips
no.
technically weren't there with something else, but because of the fact that like it was sitting there, it would have gone bad.
So it could have been even
Rudy,
worse.
that's what his name
Rudy,
is.
thank you.
Rudy, I remembered it. Please don't hate me, Rudy. I remembered your name. It just took me 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's funny.
Just popped into my head.
I
But
think,
yeah, season 1 and season 2 were good.
I think Greystone's the only one that's really. I mean, obviously you guys came back, so you're still writing music and stuff. But you're also the only one still writing music.
Oh yeah, we put out a single.
no,
like,
I
every
lied.
couple
I lied.
months.
Skylimit technically released
They
an
released
EP.
an EP. That is true, and they filmed it at Sweetwater, like
Okay.
at Sweetwater
cool.
Studio.
That's what that was. Okay,
Silverstein? Yeah.
maybe.
But yeah, dude, Greystone, we just we love writing together, and we love how everything is like 2007 MySpace.
Yep.
So it's like we don't need fancy cameras. We're like, all right, dude, we're all gonna film with GoPros and like phones, and then just send it in and then
just
edit it together. Boom.
Yeah. That new video that you
Bree?
that you guys, yeah.
That
Dude,
one was
I was
gnarly.
listening to that song and I was like, I literally texted you. I was like, is there any lyrics to this?
No, the whole premise was every song is based on animals. We're like, oh, dude, if we're doing pigs, we're just gonna pig squeal.
Yeah.
So Austin's like, I'll get started on the lyrics, and I was like, Austin, what if you don't? What if we just
What if you
make
just don't?
noises? So we did that, and then the day before it got released, Nick was like, "Yo, Austin, can you type up some lyrics?" But he like was dealing with some stuff or something. I don't know. He was AFK. So I was like, "I got you, dude." So I opened thesaurus.com and just kept looking up the most like convoluted shit. I'm like, what's a word for this? And like, what sounds like something that you have to look up the definition, and just made the craziest lyrics so that you're reading the lyrics on the screen and you're just like, no, there's no way. There's no way he's saying that.
Wait,
so
so it actually has I didn't realize that there was lyrics at the
So there's lyrics like on the bottom of the screen, but they were written after we recorded everything. So
That's
it's not what we're
wild.
saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that
all
one is really
I love
fun.
how all this stuff that you guys release is like
It's
animal based.
it's just animal based and goofy. The only thing we've ever released that's not animal based is our first song we ever did.
Yep.
That one's about the mansion.
Yeah.
And then I guess Ricky Ticky is about
Ricky, yeah.
Thrash. But to be fair, it's called Ricky Ticky Tavi.
Like the mongoose.
and that is a mongoose.
Is a mongoose.
So maybe it's about the mongoose.
That's so funny.
That one's really fun too. I think that's my favorite song we've done.
When Austin had to go steal like a piece of his clothing, he showed up on stage and like pulled it out.
Just ripping it all
He has
off.
a shirt that shows like most of his belly.
Oh
and
my
Ricky's like,
God.
I am never wearing that again.
Dude, yeah, it was a good group of people. I'd say season 1 was more fun than season 2.
yeah.
But I enjoyed season 2 more in the sense that I was so challenged. Like I was just like,
it's
this is
actually
hard.
musically, yeah.
And it was
I
also
think your cover is going to be the hardest.
that was
Yeah.
a nightmare,
Oh my god,
dude.
dude, you got so frustrated.
People obviously think it's staged. Dude, I legitimately got pissed. I was so frustrated.
And that is so unlike you too. Like you're the
I
happiest go
rarely
happy guy.
lose my temper. It takes a lot. I have such a long fuse, but it was just the combination of the stress and then like just everything that was happening with Paula, and then we weren't practicing, and I'm like, guys, we have like an hour.
Right.
It was very, very like everything was going wrong, and I just like lost it.
It was still a very.
Although,
good
I
season,
mean,
though.
I'm aware of some staged situations.
I heard about that.
I mean, in all fairness, she's posted it. If you follow it, it's out there. It's not news to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk about that for the people who don't know, but
Yeah, but
at the finale, Greystone is the only band that's playing live. That like where what you're seeing is what you're hearing, because there was some kind of issue with the audio. So like Eris starts playing and the sound guy just puts his hands on his head and like his mouth fell open because he realized like it fucked up. He couldn't record it. So the other two bands had to go in and retrack everything to the camera audio. So
really,
it's you're not actually hearing what you're seeing, but Greystone's was the live performance. So the producer's like, well, it's a good thing Greystone goes first because you guys are kind of like setting the tone. However, that being said, our drummer, we did have to sample replace the drums because it's the same drum kit, so the drum has to sound the same.
Right.
So you're hearing our real vocals, you're hearing our real guitars and our real bass. Drums were sample replaced, but then for the other bands, it's all fake.
really,
And the only reason I'm saying it is because, like Anthony was saying, Lexa, the drummer from Eris,
Yep.
she released a bunch of vlogs that show a lot of it, and you can tell how different everything sounds.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, my vocals were real,
Yep.
yeah.
and my
That's
bass was real.
That,
the guitars were
that,
real.
and I mean, unfortunately, with the Eris thing too, with their fights that they had. That
Yeah, their
the fights
fight,
were
that
fake.
pissed me off because
and she told
It
Jared
pissed
right
a lot
after
of people
too.
off.
it pissed me off because the judges had a bias that time, and then like specifically Angel just like really liked them, and he wouldn't let go of the fact that he's like, dude, like they played you. Why do you still have like such a hard on for this band? Like, it's, I don't know. That bugged me. It rubbed me the wrong way.
I mean, technically, in season 1, those guys cheated or whatever too. I mean,
Yeah.
Sky Limit, yeah.
There's always a cheater, right?
In season 1, like my favorite part, like during the performance, is like when you set the bass down and just started going.
Dude,
ham on
I
the
think
mic,
that's why
dude.
we won. Is I just hit a note, put it on the ground, and we'll just let it ring out and go
Yeah.
be a vocalist now.
I
Yeah, no,
forget
that
the name
was-
of the judge, but he hated and loved you at the same time.
Hiram?
Hiram,
Yep.
yeah.
He loved us so much, but he just, every time we played, he's just like, dude, fuck you guys. I don't know. What are you doing? They just never knew what to say. And I think it's because a lot of those bit people, like the judges, they don't understand that type of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling Jared, I was like, if you do a season 3,
Luke Holland, right?
Roland.
I always get
Roland,
Luke Holland and Luke Roland mixed
Yeah.
up. But I mean, he plays in metal bands, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's like you listen. There's metal bands, and then there's like deathcore and
Yeah, I
slam.
suppose, yeah.
So it's like I was telling Jared, if you do a season 3, you should make sure that every judge on the panel
from a
has
different
every
background.
genre covered. So it's like have a guy that listens to really heavy shit,
Yep.
have a guy that listens to more poppy type of like Bad Omen stuff,
Yeah.
and then have a guy that's kind of in the middle who listens to like maybe like proggy stuff.
I mean, I feel like you were more diverse in this season 2 than season 1. Season 1 was more rock, pretty much, but then you had like Soulfire, which was way. I mean, Vince isn't a metal guy at all.
No,
Oh,
definitely
I
not.
love his voice though.
Yeah. He has a really good voice.
He's got a beautiful
I
voice.
still like what's her name?
Casey?
Casey's voice is really good.
Yeah. Casey's
She can
incredible.
sing.
Yeah, her screams are really good too.
Yeah.
I think Casey's a they.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
That's why I didn't hit either side. So.
Yeah.
But,
Casey
yeah,
is- I'm pretty
crazy
sure Casey
voice.
fry screams.
Casey can kind of do everything.
That's wild.
Well, she
I've
was
heard
even
them
when
fry
she
scream and I heard
when
them
she
false
fronted
chord.
when she when
The false chord when she did when they did the Greystone.
That's cool.
Yeah, because they fronted you and yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it when she called out, or when they called out Austin.
yeah.
That was so funny. I felt bad though because like then Austin was like crying
Oh,
from that, and I was
yeah.
like, oh man, that sucks. Just bad timing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that everyone was just such good musicians in season 2. I mean, they were in season 1 as well, but it's like you don't know any of these people, and you're like, wow, they can play. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Well,
But it was like session musicians too.
well from
I wonder if
Eris, I
he's
mean,
gonna do
both
it.
those guitarists were really good.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I wonder if Jared's going to do a season 3.
I don't know.
I hope he continues with it, honestly.
Last I talked to Jared, he said he was planning season 3 and already had a bunch of ideas, but I
Okay.
don't know like if it'll happen or not.
Yeah, of course.
I think it really depends on how well season 2 does.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
if the season does bad, then the sponsors don't get like the return, and then they're
Yeah,
not
no,
going to
that makes
sponsor
sense.
season 3, and then
makes sense.
that's all out of Jared's pocket.
You know, okay, so I recently bought a quad cortex.
Well, if you need a drummer,
should've-
let me.
Me too.
If
I
you need a
should've-
drummer, let me know.
Hell yeah!
I should have used Jared's code for the quad cortex.
Oh,
I didn't think about that.
Honestly, I didn't either. Shoot.
I didn't think about that until
I
my
did.
wife literally was like, "Hey, why didn't you use Jared's code?" And I'm like,
Yep,
Fuck.
totally should have. I love the quad cortex so much. I was like, I really want to win just so I can have this. And then we didn't win, and I was like, I'm just gonna
"Oh,
buy
they got
one.
to keep the gear."
All the winners got to keep the quad cortexes, but
Oh.
everyone got to keep their instruments, which I was so happy about because by the end of that, like it was like almost 2 weeks, I was so attached to that bass. So like when they were like, yeah, Sweetbutter said you could keep the bass, I was
it-
like, for real?
Is it an Ibanez?
Dude, it's like a $1,200 Ibanez. And I was like, I just got this for free.
That's wild.
It was really cool. My first 5-string.
That's so cool,
That's cool.
dude.
Unless
Yeah.
you count like when you break a string on guitar.
Yeah,
Then that was my first 5-string.
that's fair.
Fair.
So I actually was contemplating on getting the quad cortex for a while.
And then I got you into it.
Yeah, and
Hell
then
yeah.
you said, "Hey, I bought the quad cortex." I'm like, "Well, looks like I'm buying the quad cortex
It's
now."
so worth it because if you want stage volume, just buy a power amp and a cab. And
Yep.
if you want to go DI, you can go DI.
Yep.
If you want a pedal board, you can just run a pedal board because a lot
Yeah.
of people will be like, "Oh no, the quad cortex, like you just modern stuff. You should use real gear, analog gear." It's like you could use analog
Yeah.
gear and a quad cortex if you want.
Yeah.
I just like it because it's so easy to record with, and then
really
once
is,
you
yeah.
find a good tone, you're like, "Well, that's my live tone now." Like
Yeah.
it's exactly the same.
Yep. Because I was using the head rush before,
Yeah, you showed me
and
that.
you can do more inside of the quad cortex. Like there's a lot of like EQing that you could do. You
Mm-hmm.
can go like seriously in depth with it.
The only thing I don't like about the Quad Cortex,
It's a power supply.
it's not the power supply, it's how long it takes to turn on.
It takes like a minute and 40
Like,
seconds.
I'm like, dude, you guys ready to rock? And I hit the button, and I'm like, I guess I'll stand here because I can't
You
even
guys
tune my
ready
guitar
You
until
guys
it's
ready to
on.
wait?
Who's ready to wait? So I'd imagine, like, if you were playing with a Quad Cortex, even like, because I know you fixed the power supply on yours,
Well,
but
I didn't fix it. So essentially, I just got a power supply that has a plug in the back of it.
Okay.
Where I'm able to plug in.
so you don't have to plug it in and out.
Yeah, correct.
The biggest issue I have with it is imagine you're playing a live show with a Quad Cortex and there's a power surge. Because we've played a lot of shows where the power goes out for a second and then turns back on.
Yeah.
You got to wait for that to
You
turn
have to
back
wait
on
for it to
now.
turn back
I
on.
figured it'd be hard to hit the little because the buttons are so small and so close
They
to each other.
are, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've been at practice and I go to turn on my like distorted tone and I accidentally hit a tone I have above it that has a pitch shifter on it.
Yeah,
So
that
then I'm
happened.
playing the whole like half the song with a pitch shifter.
I looked at you. I was like,
Or no, sorry, it's not a pitch shifter. It's like a double octave.
Yeah.
So you hear my guitar and then under it you hear a whole octave lower and I don't notice.
yeah.
Right.
And then,
then-
I look over and I'm like, oh no, that's been on the whole time.
That's like
So
me
funny.
when I went to go hit it with the delay, and then
You play the whole song with delay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it so muddy?
Yeah, I mean it happens, but that's like a user error.
Yeah.
Like you get
Oh, yeah,
you get used to
definitely,
it,
sure.
you'll be okay.
It's such a cool piece of equipment, though.
The coolest part is the what is it? The Cortex Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have multiple people that are using the Quad Cortex and you're like, "Hey man, I'm recording a demo. Can you send me your tone?" They can just send you their
Right,
tone.
and
Yeah,
It's
it's ready to
so
go.
cool.
What's cool about that? It is cool, but I actually just recently had a problem with that.
What happened?
It wouldn't let me upload. It won't let me connect to the internet.
Oh, you were telling me about that. You couldn't connect to Wi-Fi
Yeah,
or something.
it's not letting me connect to the Wi-Fi.
I wonder.
for some
You
reason.
should try like set up a hotspot on your phone and see if you can connect to your phone,
Actually, yeah, I didn't
might
try
work.
That. Oh
And
wait,
then-
no, I did try that.
and it still didn't
I,
work.
I tried that. It
You have like
says,
an Ethernet cable, and I try to like hardline it.
Yep. So I tried so I can actually plug stuff into my router, because I have a Nighthawk. So I
Yo,
can
me too.
Yeah, so I can
love
plug
that
it. It's so good. So I can plug it directly into my router, and essentially it would power, give Wi-Fi to the.
Oh.
But the thing is it still didn't work.
What the heck?
I
Must be something internal. Then.
I even plugged it. I hardwired it into my PC. But the only thing is with that, you still need to be connected to the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
through the Quad Cortex.
I do think it's too expensive.
Yeah.
For what you can do with it, it's really, really cool. I think that it'll be more popular in a couple years when
When
it's
it goes
like
down a little bit.
yeah, when it's like
Yeah.
$800 or $900. That's like realistically, that's how much I would pay for it.
Didn't the Cortex come out in like 2020?
I don't know. It's like $1,600 right now.
They came out with a smaller version of it. It's
Oh, the neural
yeah, it's the what's
something.
the name of it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only problem I have with it. I was just like, this is really expensive.
Yeah.
I'd pay half price for it. I mean, I paid full price anyway, but
All right.
Yeah, I paid full price for it.
Yeah.
I definitely like if it was a perfect world, like you were talking about earlier with the beers. You're like, this is okay, but I wouldn't pay $24 for a pack of 4.
I mean,
Right,
I
you can't sell me the $300 pedal at $1,600 just because it's a shiny new object. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Well,
wait
that's how
for
I
you to
feel
come
about
back.
cymbals. So, like, I mean, I grew up with the Paste, or that's how you call it, depending who you are, which is a German brand. So, like, it's like $80-$90 for a cymbal. And then you have, like, your A Customs, which is like $350 for one cymbal. And, like, the Paste was so close, and they were very similar to that for, like, a fraction of the price. And I'm like, well,
Yep.
I don't really care what people think of me. But I just want one that sounds good, and I also
Yep.
I don't have to pay a lot of money.
Dude, I made a big mistake with that. I like back in December, I bought a ton of analog gear for just like recording, and I bought this like $1,800 compressor. It's like an 1176 clone, and the original is like $3,000 or $4,000. So I was like, "Yo, that's a steal." And then I found out that Clark Technic has like a $150 version, and I was like, "No way!"
It's the same thing.
So I went on YouTube, and it was too late. I had already like it was at my house, and I was like, I'm not gonna return it. But like this guy compared the original one versus the $1,800 one versus like a $700 one versus like the $150 one. He's like, close your eyes, and then like you're listening, and I was like, I literally can't tell the difference. They sound exactly the same.
That's
the
wild.
only time you could really tell a difference is when he put like the all buttons mode and like cranked it up. Then you're like, okay, now I can tell which ones are the cheap ones and which one. But you're like, when am I going to use that mode though?
Right.
Like you're really just paying for like the saturation and the way the compressor works.
And a lot of time you just pay for brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of what it's down to.
But they didn't trick me twice. I got another compressor. It was an LA2A clone. That's like a really expensive compressor as well. So I went online and I was like, is the $300 version exactly the same? It is. So I just bought that one. And I was like, nice.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's one of those things. I mean,
I guess the only difference, the guy said physically, you can tell the cheaper ones feel cheap. Like you're like, this is so light. If you feel like it's gonna break, whereas the real ones are like heavy,
a little more sturdy.
Yeah.
So it's probably
Like,
like
if you
maybe like the
drop it,
tube
nothing's
life
gonna
might
really
last
happen.
longer with the original ones too.
Sure.
But if you're gonna get gear, just get the cheap shit. Like if it's a clone for a reason. It probably sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, totally.
Same with mics. They're so like a lot of people don't know this. The SM7B, you know that mic? It's like a podcast mic, but a lot of people use it. So that's like what, like a $500 mic. It like the way it's like built is almost identical to an SM57, which is a $99 mic.
Yeah,
so
because that's what you use, right? You use the 50 SM.
Well,
50s.
we have a bunch of 58s.
58s,
The
that's what it
Sennheiser 835s. I have a lot of
I'm using that one right now.
lot of luck with those. I mean, for like just general stuff.
I used to have one of these. It lasted like. It was from Amneon.
Really?
It was
Oh,
that
Jesus.
mic that I used to use, and then my very first tour with Tala, it finally broke.
Really?
And I was like, wow, that lasted so long.
I was actually at a Guitar Center and they were on sale. They were like $80 a piece. So
No,
I
that's a
was like,
super reliable mic.
Like I'll take 9.
Yeah, 58, 57, and then this one. What is it? E358? 835. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
I
all
actually-
so reliable.
I forget what the higher end model was, but like I was sampling it like in the store. Like I had the headphones on. I did everything you could possibly think of like with each one. I'm like, why would I pay 300? I'll just take like I said, like 9 of those because I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes the price is worth it. Like
totally.
I bought a C414, and I compared it to, I think it was the C214 or something. I don't know. It was like supposed to be almost identical, but you listen to them both and you're like, there's a difference here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one's just like, this is the mic, whereas the expensive one, it's like a $1,400 mic.
Yep.
It has like all these different pickup patterns and stuff built into it, so there's a lot more you can do with it. And I was like, so you're paying for that.
Right. Well, that's because I got the Rode, the big boy here.
Oh, that's
and
a Rode?
like
Talk about these things.
That's
I
a
mean,
Rode?
this thing's $100.
it's the same as yours, just the
I
bigger
have
one.
a $435 like condenser mic like at the house that like we took out of rotation because like we were having like sound clipping, which I haven't even messed with that one yet. I don't remember what that thing was, but
AKG, right?
AKG. That's exactly what it was. AKG. Really fucking expensive.
I mean, I did my research with this, and they
really
were saying,
fucking
especially for podcasts and like talk shows, Rode's very common and,
Oh,
and very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's what
So
I have
that's-
on my camera.
So that's why I paid $250 for this. But I mean, I do this all the time, and
Yeah.
this is the only piece of equipment I have that I use. So I mean, I might as well make
Yeah,
it
it's
sound
worth it.
good. you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I noticed that I was doing a podcast with the fans of the Dead Guys, and I recorded on the Yeti that I had at the time because I had it hooked up to the PC and I had like the setup, and then it fucked up. And people don't know this, but it didn't record the first half.
No.
So I had to go back in and re-record. I kind of remembered what I
I
said.
remember that.
I kind of remembered what I said, so I just kind of ad-libbed it, and it fit fine.
That's funny.
But I did it with this one.
That's never happened to us, Justin.
So when I did it with this So when I did it with this one, when you listen to the episode, it sounds so clear, and all of a sudden it just goes because the other one kicked in, and that one is like wide. It's not a compressor, and it's just like totally different mic. I was like, wow,
yikes.
that made a difference.
Yeah, so I actually switched from the Blue Yeti to the Rode, which is a smaller version of yours.
Yep.
But this one was only $100,
Yeah, that's not bad.
and it sounds really
Sounds
good.
good. I mean, Rode's a good brand. Rode's a very popular brand.
Yeah, yeah. I have
I have a sticker that says I love Rode somewhere.
Yeah, I have the Go 2 for my
I have my NXBT. It's been wonderful.
for my camera, and the Go 2, like it's. I don't know if you remember, but like in my very first like YouTube videos, it sounded very like tinny, and there was like no bass to it. Like it sounded like complete shit.
Yep. I mean,
So-
compressors. These seem to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, the condenser mics. Yeah, if you're gonna do podcasts, I'd say condensers are better.
It just cuts the other
Yeah,
stuff
and
out.
that was like a $200 mic for the camera.
Those
So
types of
it's-
mics are more sensitive too, so they just pick up more information.
Yeah.
Whereas like the dynamic mics, if you're right in front of it, it'll sound good. But like if you're over here or like it starts to
Right.
sound kind of weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the frequencies for these tend to be a little bit more like boomy,
Yep.
which boomy's good if you're doing a podcast. If it's like you're making music, it sucks.
Really?
You're like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
cut all of this out. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible. Who is this? They sound like Pillar, but not.
It's Depswa.
I've never heard of them.
They remind me of
never heard of them
Incubus a
either.
little bit.
Yeah, they got that like 2000s, like butt rock vibe.
Butt
good.
rock.
Oh, this is like 2002.
Yeah. Depswa.
I could tell.
They're
This
good.
is-
Something
Like I
that would
said,
be
said
like
they
on
remind me of
MX versus
Incubus.
ATV Untamed or something
Again,
like that.
Incubus.
Dude, 2000s butt rock is probably my favorite genre. Like all those bands, like 10 Years.
Yeah.
32
like
leaves.
Wasteland.
Default.
Yep. Default. Were they 2000s or were they 90s?
2000s.
Like early
Those-
2000s? Wasting my time.
Yeah.
Is that timestamp right there accurate?
Sure is, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to cut this one down. I
we-
mean, we can talk
we
after,
gotta-
but
we
we,
gotta-
Oh, wait, how long have we been
we
going
have an
for?
hour and 58 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I might
Yeah.
cut this one in half.
We gotta put a bow on this bitch.
I mean, hey,
A two-parter.
It's fine.
don't take out the
part.
part about Ronnie, though.
Oh, no, that's gonna be the headline.
We're
gonna be
literally
like
call-
Justin
we're-
shits on
yeah,
Ronnie
We're
Radke.
literally calling the episode that. Justin shits on Ronnie Radke.
I'm not even shitting on Ronnie Radke. I'm shitting on
The idea of Ronnie Radke.
the stems that he delivered to nail the mix.
Only his career.
Listen, we can we
Do you guys upload to TikTok? Because he for sure
the
loves
beautiful
TikTok.
thing about us taking your audio is we can interpret it any way
Oh,
we
that's true. You can edit it as much as you want.
When he
Uh-oh.
said that he was pulling out of children, I'm gonna isolate that.
No, please, my career.
That was like 2 hours ago. I can't believe you remembered that.
That was an hour and 33 minutes ago.
Like, I
I'm
would've
so
said,
frustrated now. I'm gonna say a slur.
Nazis.
Well,
right.
guys, thank you so much for having me. It's been
Yeah.
a blast.
Guys, well, thank you so much for because we literally had no plan whatsoever, so we just started calling people,
And we went
like,
for 2 hours.
and we get Christopher Cleveland and freaking Justin fucking Bonitz. It's like, all right, cool. We don't have to do anything.
yeah,
Of Tech
I mean,
9.
it is an interesting conversation for sure.
Stone Sour.
Yeah, Corey Taylor.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So this has been Corey Taylor. So it should be called Corey Taylor goes after Ronnie Radke.
That already happened, didn't it?
Did it? I don't think it did.
I don't know.
I think I actually.
No, that
put-
was MGK.
All right,
Mine.
this is actually.
Yeah.
That actually might be some good clickbait. I do announce myself as Corey Taylor,
You do.
so I've been Corey Taylor this whole time.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
in disguise.
we got some good.
He's
friends.
got a mask on.
We got
and a
some good
pitch shifter on
friends.
my voice.
We got some good friends in the Pennsylvania area that are very supportive and whatnot. I think I actually labeled because we talked about a news story that Randy Blythe and Corey Taylor saved metal, and I think I labeled the episode that because that's the news story that we basically covered for the majority.
Okay.
And they shared the episode. They're like, "Oh my god! These guys are this is a great get for these guys." It's like, boys, we didn't actually talk to Randy Blythe or Corey Taylor.
Not a thing.
Well, today you talk to Corey Taylor.
Yeah, and you talk to Corey Taylor's son.
And yeah,
It was just very comical.
What's his name?
Hawk.
Ronan.
Griffin.
Hawk,
Griffin.
Hawk.
Ronan? Where did that come from?
I said hawk. At least it's still a bird.
Hawk Taylor? That sounds like Hawk Tua. Oh,
Hawk.
dude, she's getting,
Yeah.
she's in trouble.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's some crypto scam stuff.
No.
Yep.
Couldn't stand her lane, man.
Wasn't she a school teacher and got fired for the
Something
Hawk
like that.
Tour stuff?
She's cool. I thought she was 20.
She was in school.
No,
She was a school.
She was a
student.
school teacher.
Yeah.
Was she?
Pretty sure
Yeah,
she
her
was a
Hawk
school
Tour
teacher.
video
Yeah.
got she taught first graders or something like that. Her Hawk Tour video got her fired.
That's we had Miss Bennett. Remember?
Oh, she was young too.
I had
yeah.
I would say I had a health teacher that was basically like 4 years older than us.
That's crazy.
And like she's like doing like CPR, like, oh, we're gonna like demonstrate the Heimlich maneuver, and she's like, oh, sorry, I'm like,
oh no. That other girl got fired too. The Chick-fil-A sauce girl.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, really?
Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
sauce.
With the crazy eyes, she looks like one of the people from Five Nights at
Creepy as
Freddy's.
hell, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. They do stuff and then get
Chicken.
fired.
Yeah, that's wild.
Dude, there was there's this gas station. It's called the Come and Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real gas station.
It is a
That's
real gas
awesome.
station. I've seen
Spelled
it.
with a K.
Yep.
But so Rob Gavigan used to go by Rob Dyke. Him and his buddies like went to a Come and Go and like made like a fake commercial for the Come and Go, and then all 3 of those employees got fired.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
really? Oh no.
That's wild.
Yep.
My bad. I
That's
have this call too.
terrible.
How do we close it out?
You want
How
to
do you
wrap it up, buddy? All right, Dave,
All right.
take us away.
All right, so this is your only place
Dave.
for beer, international, local, music, international, local, reviews, discussion,
Beer.
chit chat, and all around nonsense. We appreciate you all for listening. We appreciate you listening to Chris Cleveland,
Hey.
Justin Bonitz,
Corey Taylor.
Corey Taylor,
Griffin Taylor.
and Griffin, and letting Marcus and Anthony tag
10
along
points
for
to
the
Gryffindor.
ride. Like, share, listen, repeat, bitches. But thank you for listening to Heavy Metal Over Six Pack Podcast.
No sausage, please.
All the sauce.